chat to the readers.
Cool.
And yeah, first up we hear there's a basketball in your hand and not a football. So I thought to ask you what you're doing at UCT and what basketball tournaments have you been playing in?
Yeah, look, I've always played basketball from a young schoolboy. I started at about the age of 5 or 6 in Mozambique and carried it through to my high school career as well. And I was big basketball at my school at Sir John Adamson, and I always played it. And the club I played soccer at, União Desportiva, Portuguese club, basketball was big as well. So I always played the game. It possibly my first love, to be honest. Loved playing it. But obviously, soccer being a much bigger sport, obviously eventually I follow that route. But whenever I can, I have a game of basketball. And right now I'm at UCT playing in a vets tournament. It takes place every year all over the country. Whenever I can get to it, I play it. I played in about 5 of them so far since I retired. And it's great to see some of my old mates and go through the paces again. And it's taking a bit of strain on the body, but it's been great just to get together with the guys and bounce the ball around and shoot some hoops. It's always great.
Did you keep it up during your professional football career? Let me say 11-a-side career.
Yeah, I did. I always found that, in my day there were very few goalkeeping coaches. So I was very fortunate. My dad coached me a lot as a goalkeeper, but whenever I got to my club and at a professional club, I never found a goalkeeping coach. But playing basketball used to help me a lot. I think the ball handling, the jumping and things like that always complemented my goalkeeping. So I always felt that keeping basketball would always help my goalkeeping. So it was an easy decision, and I kept playing and I loved the game. At one stage I played pro in both leagues. I played professional in the basketball league for Pretoria Bulls, and I kept playing for Swallows, and managed to juggle both around and still played 2 seasons like that. So fortunate, but very enjoyable. It was tough at times, but it was great, and eventually I had to give it up. But I still play socially, and at home I got the basketball board up on the end of the driveway, and whenever I have too many hassles at football, I go outside and I shoot a couple of hoops just to get my mind off things, and it's a great sport.
Any basketball player that stood out for you as a hero throughout the years?
Of course, I was a big fan of Isaiah Thomas originally, and then eventually it was Michael Jordan. Of course, and now, of course, King James is my guy now. So over the years, there's been quite a few, but I think they play a totally different game to what we play. Those guys are superhuman, and they are super athletes. If I always make a comparison between King James and Bakkies Botha, same height, same weight, and you watch King James run around that court, is unbelievable compared to a guy like Bakkies Botha. So you can see what type of athletes they are.
And you talked a little bit about your time at Swallows. We obviously know that you played for Bafana, so you were capped as a South African senior international for 11-a-side football. Tell us about your indoor soccer career, basketball career, and how the caps work, and actually being capped as a South African in 3 sports.
Yeah, I was very fortunate that as far as I know, I'm one of the few athletes, if not the only one, that's been capped in 3 different sports in the same calendar year, which is quite unique. At the time, I didn't think much of it. I just thought this was part of my career and what I'd chosen to do. But yeah, I think what some people dream to achieve in 1 sport, I've done in 3. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's something that I keep with me, and I try and tell my son what an achievement it was, but he doesn't believe me, of course. But yeah, I'm very proud of that. And very proud to have done it for South Africa.
You talked about your son. How's he doing in his sporting career? Any advice for him?
Yeah.
Will he follow your path?
No, look, Jordan is a bit of a slow developer. He's 17 years of age now, and he plays at Aces in Johannesburg, and going to see what he's going to do next year when he finishes matric. But yeah, he plays left back, left wing. He's a talented kid. I'm just waiting to see if he's got the drive to take it to the next step or not. If he doesn't, it doesn't mean too much to me. He's a good kid, he's a good, honest boy, and that's all I can ask for.
You spoke a bit earlier about your dad, Octavio. Not many of the younger readers will know that he was a goalkeeper, a really good one in his own right. How did he encourage you in your sporting career, given that he was a top goalkeeper in his day as well?
Yeah, my dad played for Sporting Lisbon in Portugal, but he lived most of his life in Mozambique. Also loved the game of basketball and indoor soccer like me, and he always encouraged me to play the sport. He always backed me up. He was never forceful though. My dad would only train with me when I asked him to train. I was very grateful for that. You know, it wasn't you have to train and get better. It was when I wanted it, and I wanted it all the time. So he just kept encouraging me, pushing me, and very grateful. I lost him at a fairly young age, but you know, I think I was 23 when my dad passed away. But I had a fantastic father for 23 years. So very, very happy about that. Sometimes I wish he was around and seen my achievements later on, but somehow you get the feeling that he is around. So it's something that I carry with me all the time.
Just even hearing some of your memories now, you got to play sport in an era that wasn't fully professional. You got to enjoy a bit of basketball, indoor soccer, and you had a good, prolonged career also playing for Bafana during some of our strongest years as a country. But looking at the current situation as coach of Ajax, the professional era, what is one thing that you would like to see almost changed or developed in this professional era that would help, let's bring it to PSL football and South African football? If there's, maybe it's a rule or maybe it's something that needs to be added to the game that would help these younger players and this generation.
Yeah, look, I played in a great generation, not just sporting wise, but I think politically as well. You know, I came from the apartheid era, and I lived through all the changes, and I played in an era that we had to sneak into townships, and to sleep over was always a problem. You know, telling my mom that I was sleeping at in Davidton to play the next day for Benoni United was a top secret. And the way I was received then, you know, a year later I was in the army doing my national duty, and there I was on top of an army vehicle in the same place where I used to play football. So, you know, and then 2 years after that I was back there playing football with my African teammates. So those experiences are priceless, and to see the changes in this country, they are nothing short of a miracle. It's been unbelievable. And the game has moved on a long way. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot more money, sponsorships, stadiums. Everything's improved. There's no doubt. The professionalism has been great. If I had to ask for a change, you know, I'd love to get the people back in the stadium. I think the blackouts in TV coverage would help. So, for example, if Ajax are playing in Cape Town, the game shouldn't be televised in Cape Town. You know, you should have a blackout where only the people in Joburg and Durban and so on, the rest of the country, you know, 50-kilometer radius, would be able to view it. And I think that maybe would bring people back to the stadium. I know it's not just the soccer. I think it would be in all the sports. I think cricket, rugby, I think they're getting dismal crowds compared to what it used to be. Too much sport, too much international sport, too much coverage, too many choices. And it's making it too easy for us to sit at home and flick through a remote control and watch the world play sport. You want to get the people back into the stadium, watch the characters, love the vibe, and I think if we can do that, it will improve the game as well.
Brilliant. Thanks, Roger. Great to have you on Game On Magazine. I appreciate your time.
Always a pleasure. Cheers, Neil.